Triangle is my favorite submission because you can also view it just as a guard, because what does a guard give you? A guard gives you control, a guard gives you sweeps, a guard gives you transitions to other positions, a guard gives you submissions. So I like triangle a lot because I have all of those things, right? You can go to all of these things. You can take the back off of a triangle, you can get a sweep off of a triangle, you get an armbar off of a triangle, you get a omoplata off of a triangle, right? There's a lot of options from there. But you're also using the strongest part of your body next to your brain, your legs, right? So we're trying to compress our opponent's head and shoulder, or neck and shoulder, to this tiny little area using our legs. That's what makes it so powerful. Why? It's like you get somebody in a triangle lock and they're like, ah, shit. Because they know it's really, really hard to get out of a triangle when it's locked in, right? It's really, really hard. So first, just go over just like the first things I'm thinking about when I get to my triangle. And I yell this out all the time to people, because the first thing that when I get a triangle on Bob, his first thing is to escape is what? Or to defend is what? Posture. He wants to get up, right? So anytime I get any sort of that lock position, I'm breaking his posture and I'm holding my shin. Okay? So just head and shin every time. Okay? So if I shoot up to the other side, head, shin, and just wait until he's accepted where he's at. Okay? And you'll feel it. Like he'll like, okay, so I'm not gonna be able to posture up, so I have to find other things to to prevent this triangle from happening. We don't want posture to be one of those reasons. And once we get things well broken down, then we can free up our hands to do other things. But we always need to find our way back to the head if we need to. If he starts, bring your hands in close, yeah. If he starts to posture up, we're going back to the head. If I feel like my triangle lock is starting to slide down, I'm going to grab my shin again and bring it all back in. Okay? So it's always the first thing. I don't care how smooth I get to that triangle. I'm head and shin, making sure that I have that secured. Okay? So that's like the first thing that they want to do. So let's just talk about taking it out as much slack as we can, getting a good finish. The better your triangle is, the less you have to worry about this arm. Okay? I'm not saying I don't ever get that arm and move it over, because depending on the width of this guy's shoulders, I may have to do that, right? But if I can get to the same thing, which is trying to hide that shoulder, I don't need to worry about where that arm is, okay? And I can finish it. I can't see his shoulder. That's my goal, is to not see that shoulder, okay? I have relative flexibility this way. Not everybody is going to have the ability to pull their leg past parallel to his shoulders. So if I can't pull my leg past parallel to his shoulders, what do I need to do? Move. Okay? So let's say this is it. I don't have any more, I can't pull this forward. It's not there. So I have to move. When I move, I'm looking for either his armpit or his leg. And the only time I'd go to his leg is if his leg was up, right? Which, why would he do that? Right? He's just like giving himself lots of vulnerability to that side. This is most likely. So now, and we're going to practice this, when I make my adjustment without grabbing my leg, I'm coming up, and I'm trying to put this leg closer to bottom. And then lock a little bit more. So I'm like twisting my hip. Now I'm getting into a point where I'm parallel to past parallel to his shoulders, and I'm able to finish the triangle. If I need a little bit extra, I reach behind my leg and lock up, and you see how much slack I took out of it? So if you have the flexibility, so you get this triangle lock position, make your adjustment, pull it tighter, make your adjustment, pull it tighter, and you have your triangle, okay? If you need help with it, get under the armpit. So I'm shimmying, twisting that hip, I get to here. I'm gonna pull on this shoulder, because I can do a shoulder lock here, at the same time as I'm choking him here. Okay, so let's go to the other side, since everybody's on that side. So I get head and shin, okay? I'm going to be able to pull my leg forward, so I would just put that leg forward. Now I'm going to take my slack out. Now I'm going to compress, pull the head down and finish. I don't have that. I'm going to go under the armpit, move in as close as I can, try to get like a violin arm bar on him. Now I need a little bit extra, so I take that slack out. My foot, I try not to adjust my triangle by letting it go, if I can. But if I have to let my triangle go, I'm just going to make sure that my foot stays in front of my leg. His out right now is to get his arm over my leg. Bring your left arm up. He's out. So if my foot is behind, he can get that. Do it again. Yeah, he's just going to keep separating. Now we're here. I'd have to switch to the no leg triangle, which we're not going to do today, but just a different thing. So now do that. My foot's blocking me because I'm in front of his leg. Okay? So if I have to, foot on the hip, not on the mat. Foot on him. Dig underneath, move my head close to his head, make my rotation, lock. I'm going to pull this in. I'm going to make it hurt here and make it choke here. Okay? So squeeze, curl your arm backwards, like towards your, yeah. If like he's cupping his, yeah. I'm just going to pull this into my leg. Okay? If that's not there, I'm going to loosen up my triangle. I'm going to pull it into here while I'm doing my choke. So, whatever setup you guys like to get to a triangle, get to your triangle. Head and shin. Lock it up. Make your adjustments. And I'm totally cool. I'm not saying don't move the arm to the other side. Okay? If you are going to move the arm to the other side, foot on the hip, hips come up high, push the arm towards him, and that's going to make it tuck a lot better when you bring it back down. Don't just try to slide it across. Okay? Push it up, tuck it in really tight, get in close, give your squeeze. If you don't want to move that arm, if like he's locked it up to your hip or he's reached behind, get here, pop that off, squeeze. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Squeeze on that thing. Jane, start.
What's that? Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's alright.
We good? We understand what we're doing? So we're going to get to this triangle lock position. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
We can get to this triangle lock position. We're going to try to adjust without untying the triangle. We're going to reach under the armpit, turn, pull this through, and then make your adjustments without undoing that. Give a submission. I'm going to loosen up. Give a submission here while you're squeezing here. If this arm curls hard and gets back underneath, just use it as leverage to keep compressing. Let's just press that for a couple minutes. Then we're going to do some things that moving on from a triangle. Okay? We good? All right, 1, 2, 3.